Shout, shout, let it all out.
Wrong band.
I know. Don't
Gre-
remind me.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and shout at each other and discuss a musical artist. This week's musical artist is Devo. This is a Patreon pick by Prince. Shout out Prince. Oh, wait, he's not here. He bailed on us, but he may show up
Last
for Total
minute.
Devo. Last minute, no call, no warning, nothing. Uh, but no, we love our Patreon members. You can
So
be a
we hope
Patreon
you
member.
enjoy these episodes. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Actually, Prince, leave us a comment down below. Let us know about our ranking so far. With me is the Wild Bill.
These are the things I can do without.
Come on. I'm Jason. And also, there's always Tim.
Are you talking to me?
Why
Come
I'm
on.
talking to you.
Come
Come
on.
on. All right.
Let it all out.
Man, I got that vinyl. I'll show that vinyl.
Oh shit.
I got that one.
Well, this is one I would pick up on vinyl, even if it's not like my favorite album.
Ooh.
This one seems to be kind of underground. Like at this point in the Devo discography, I find that actual real pressings of them are harder and harder to find. So I'm gonna call it here, right here, right now. Hey,
Hey,
um,
Right here, right
if you
now.
find anything at this point, Devo physical, I would recommend picking it up.
Have they not done repressings or anything?
No, there's a couple of these that have been out of print for decades.
Oh, okay.
This one is available digitally, but I
Well,
have not seen a physical copy of this in a store. Granted, I'm not like on Discogs or anything right now specifically looking for this. I'm sure somebody could find it. Um, I'm just here to say, from here on out, these are things you might want to look at if you're interested.
I mean, if I was flipping through records at a record store, a used record store, and I came across a Devo album, I'd pick it up.
You're picking it up, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
easily.
I mean, there's not much to say about this album, though. The kid on the cover apparently is Timothy Leary's son.
Did not know
Thought
that.
that was kind of interesting. That's like, yeah. I mean, Jason, you were there. If you guys go back way back to our Who discography, there's a real like pop art element to things
Yeah,
that the Who kind of manufactured and instigated. That
it's sold out.
Devo really picks up on that thread, I think. I think they understand exactly where Pete Townsend was coming from with the pop art because it was auto destruction or whatever, we're going to smash our guitars. But Devo instead like translates that to, I don't know, a commentary on society. Really, this is political music at this point. But they're also they're also a name that they're kind of pushing the boundaries of, that decade we call the 80s. What was this, 84?
Yep. Big year. Big year.
Big band already, right? They've already stamped the 80s. And so I find that there's a lot of really interesting production stuff on here. And like it's a Devo album. But as an album, I think the highlight doesn't come until the end, which is their cover of Jimi Hendrix's Are You Experienced? Um, I do think Puppet Boy, like I would almost say top song contender, but I'm not gonna because I'm gonna say, no, just make that your alarm clock. Um, and then, of course, the Fourth Dimension, they have the Day Tripper riff in there. I don't know if anybody else caught that.
I did not.
The Day Tripper riff, straight up.
I'll have to go back to it.
Um, It's a Devo album. Apparently, in my research, this was the first album where they went full digital synthesizers.
Yeah, they
And
had
so
some
there is,
new kind of technology, some kind of new board or
yeah,
something. They
which, which is cool because Devo were always at the forefront of that. But I also like, I mean, here we are, what, 40 years later with the benefit of hindsight, and they were kind of picking the worst concepts that were coming out at the time. Do they make them work? Yes. But there is something inherently about this album that I think, I don't know, it doesn't feel as inspired as anything that's come out yet. It feels like, as far as discography, this is the first real dip for me, where it really feels like these songs, while, I don't know, they're competent, like the production's fine, and they are at the time using very um, front of the line technologies, and they're doing it well. There's just something about this album that doesn't really work for me.
this one feels dated to me.
It does. Yeah, it does. It feels very
It
dated because, again, they picked the worst presets that just make it sound like 1984.
yeah.
And there's a lot of good shit going on in the world in 1984. A lot of it inspired by Devo, in fact. And so it does. It feels like where this is the one where Devo's trying to catch up, and they're not quite catching there.
The two songs you touched on are exactly the same two I touched on.
Right, right on. Okay, so it's not a
Puppet
hot take.
Boy, yeah, Puppet Boy, best song I've heard on this album so far. This sounds like earlier, interesting Devo with great lyrics and music. And then Are You Experienced? We ended on a Hendrix cover. This would be the best song on the album. It doesn't touch the original, but it's still a really good,
But
interesting
much like
cover.
Satisfaction
It's yeah,
from
it's
the first album, they
yes,
really do something interesting with it here.
right. It's not a one for one cover.
Right. But if you know the original, you know what they're doing. And who doesn't know the original? If you
Right.
don't, go back and watch our Jimi Hendrix episodes. I mean, come on, it's you guys don't know Hendrix yet?
Right.
Um,
Shout title track is fine. Satisfied Mind, it's fine. Don't Rescue Me is kind of meh. It didn't really stand out. The only cool thing was the out of control vocal effect. It was like
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
that
I
was
mean, there's some
weird
cool stuff
and
on it. Yeah.
yeah. Fourth
The
Dimension,
production is worth listening to.
I did like Fourth Dimension. The lyrics are really good. You can visualize this one playing out.
You missed the Day Tripper riff though.
But I did miss the Day Tripper riff. That might make
Go
it.
back. Go back.
Day Tripper is one of my top songs, so
It's in this. Yeah.
it's in the running. Come on, it's fine. Doesn't really stand out. Here to Go, I'm not a fan of the vocal effects. Musically, it's kind of boring, minus like the cool instrumental section they do. But besides that, Jurisdiction just kind of happens. Please, Please, it's good musically, but again, doesn't really stand out. Like, really, the only things that really pop for me are Puppet Boy and Are You Experienced? This was like the least Devo album I've heard so far. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. And I mean, we'll get into it more into the next album, but this is the last album of an era where after this, it's no longer the original lineup, or at least the lineup from the first album, I should say. And, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, is this a case of, problems in the studio or fame or whatever gets in the way at this point in your
There
career?
was some pressure, I think, because I know there was some.
Well, and like
There
Pee
was a
Wee's Playhouse is right around the corner. That's what, 86 is when that debuts.
yeah.
And I know, I mean, we'll get on into it later, of course, obviously with the albums, but there is, a good decade break. And a lot of that has to do with creative differences between Jerry and Mark. I think it's a beautiful thing in a beautiful world that they're working together again, and that Bob, one is still here with us as well.
Have you seen their tiny music or tiny desk
I did.
performance?
I did watch that. The great songs.
Yeah,
Um,
some deep cuts on there.
it takes a working man or whatever it was called. That
Yeah.
song's incredible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're still very active, and and I don't know. The older I get, obviously, the more I can, and the longer I've been in the music industry, the more you can see where, yeah, bands just get tired, business happens, et cetera, whatever.
What? This is album 6 after what?
Yeah, in 7 years.
Right. Yeah, 7 years, 6 albums. I mean, that's pretty.
And they're touring the entire time. They're putting out live stuff. They're putting out videos.
Yeah.
They're an active band. They're doing TV shows.
Maybe they
You
got some
can get
fatigue.
sucked down a good YouTube rabbit hole on some Devo stuff from back in the day.
Well, Bill, what did you think of Shout?
Song? Sure, I'll start with song. Um, Worst opener probably so far. Um, for me, this felt like a de-evolution to the point that it didn't progress from the last album. Um, and it reverted back not linearly, but at like a diagonal from where they were, it felt. Um,
Diagonal, like a diagonal down?
yeah. Like rather than
Oh
going straight
yeah,
back, they went
it
right.
is. Yeah, they're definitely on a downward trajectory with this
Yeah.
album. Now,
Um,
will that stick? We shall see. Is
yeah.
this the anomaly? You never know.
You
Oh
never
yeah.
know.
I mean, it takes, 2 points to form a line, three to actually form a trend. Um,
Right. And this is the first one out of
yes.
six?
Yeah.
Fucking
And
all right.
so yeah, at some point you're gonna have a little bit of a slump, like in any
Exactly.
discography. Um, I'd say actually, I mean, you guys kind of touched on it a little bit. I thought "Don't Rescue Me" was maybe my highlight of the album.
Okay.
That being
Okay.
said, "Are You Experienced" was also solid. "Puppet Boy" for me was actually kind of so-so. Um, like
I mean,
I,
that fits with the album, though. And
yeah.
really, do you know, Ari? Have you ever been experienced? Jimi
No.
Hendrix, Electric Ladyland?
Oh, I've a little bit
You got to
not.
add that one to your list, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go back and
oh,
watch
if you're
our
not
episode.
experienced, you're not experienced.
Um, I mean, aside from that, I'll be honest, I could leave the rest of this album. Um, Not that I'm not saying there's not musical merit in it though.
Right.
And you know, we talked about a little bit of behind the scenes here. The lyrical content is still phenomenal. Um, like lyrically, this is one of the best bands I've heard in a while. Um, it's just
They kind of hit every point, don't they?
yeah. The issue with me, it's kind of the music going on here. Like, I mean,
Ain't
the
no
first
thing but
several albums,
chicken
like,
wing.
Go back and watch Beverly Hills Cop, and it'll all make sense.
um, you know,
Or
I
did you ever see that movie Gross Point Blank with
Yeah.
the Cusacks? I think it actually came out in the 90s, but fucking amazing soundtrack based on 80s stuff. And I don't even think Devo's on that soundtrack, but like it's such a Devo inspired soundtrack. Faith No More's on it. I remember that. The fucking specials.
I mean, I said like if you gave me the lyric sheets, I just got to watch the lyrics happier than a clam. But with the music, the actual musical content between the instruments for me didn't it's not adding anything significant enough to be meaningful in the context.
That's
Like,
fair. That's
Which is
fair.
fair. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's
which
fair.
is
I kind of agree.
interesting
It's
because
not their best album. Yeah.
which I mean it's interesting because I mean it's not as much going on as New Traditions, but there's more instrumentals like I don't want to call it noise, but like there's a higher volume of instruments going on with this one again. But it's not it feels empty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good
There's
word for
very
it.
few
That's a real good word for it.
there's very few moments on this album that like really pop out and stand out. Like it's just kind of there. The lyrics are
Hmm.
good, but the music's just kind of there for the most part. Besides a few standout tracks and moments for me.
Right, and really, it's even moments. And when you get to tracks, they're covers,
Right. I mean, if your best song is a Jimi Hendrix cover,
which they do a great version.
they do a great version, but that shouldn't be the highlight of the album. That should be like a bonus.
And I shouldn't have to wait to the end of the album for it.
Best closer in the discography?
Ooh, ooh, I might give you that one. I might give you that one.
That's possible.
They do a great cover of it,
They
much
do.
like the cover of Satisfaction on the first album.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the Devo covers don't touch the originals, but they are good, great covers of both those songs.
And I could totally see the argument for them being better than the original.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know if
I'll
I'd
give
go
him
that
Secret
far
Agent
either.
Man.
I'm just saying I could see the argument.
I can see the argument, but I'm not. I know what side of the fence I'm on that argument.
Same, same. I mean, it's Satisfaction, and Bill, go listen to Electric Ladyland. Everybody, go listen to Electric Ladyland.
Um, that could be a good live topic for us to talk about. Cover versions that are better than the originals. That's a good live segment. We do stream our show live the first the first Monday of every
First month
month.
of every Monday.
So I fuck it up every time, but come join us in the live chat, talk with us while we talk some crap. So,
Yeah, occasionally agree.
occasionally agree or disagree in the comments. Bill's gonna moderate it. I'm gonna be a backup moderator.
Hopefully, I actually can.
Right? Make sure you're friends with Bill on the Discord. Get in on the conversation.
Yes, join our Discord. Come talk to us about Devo. Talk to us about
first Monday every month. We're here.
Go check out our Def Leppard rankings and tell us how we're wrong. Which Def Leppard album's the best?
I don't think I'm wrong on that one.
I don't think I'm wrong either.
I'd have to go back and see how we differed, but
I don't remember either.
right.
We cover a lot of shit here on this show. Stick around. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. All right. We're talking Shout, though. We're going to rank some Shout. Who else is talking about Devo's Shout in 2025?
Not enough people.
Tastes Like Music. I'm calling you out. Where's your Devo rankings? Jason?
Bam,
Joe?
Here we go. Here we go. Who's guessing?
Who's
got the dot?
You got the dot.
I got the dot. I think everybody's got this last place.
Mm.
I think this is an easy one to guess.
No,
this
an
is
easy one.
clearly a dip in this discography. And, I don't necessarily remember. Hit us down below if you were there in fucking 86 or whatever this was. Let us know. What was going on with Devo? I know
84.
shit's about to get cracking. 84? Yeah, I was in kindergarten.
Yeah,
So.
but if we did when we do the 80s, 1984, I don't think this album's going to hit the top 10.
No.
No.
I'm here to say on record, like 83 to 87, is going to be some of the toughest years that you'll ever choose, like across all genres. Just
Yeah.
incredible stuff came out those 4 years.
Yep. And Devo's not going to make the cut for 84, I don't think.
Not for 84, but we'll see what happens next. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen in
You guys seen Tape Heads yet?
88. All right. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, help us out. Stick around every Sabbath Sunday. Every Sunday is Sabbath Sunday. So if you like Black Sabbath, follow along on that playlist. You can
We're
find
on it.
Yep, sort us by playlist. You can see all the bands that we've done, and find a band you like, click it, join us.
Let us know if we need to redo one too.
Yeah, we're doing.
Somebody's do surf repeat listens.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll be redoing Led Zeppelin here in the next couple weeks.
Right. I'm looking forward to that one.
That's gonna be a good one.
I think Soundgarden would be another good one, and Faith No More for Bill.
Yeah, Bill's got to do Faith No More. We're gonna redo the
Not that I
Offspring.
need a reason to listen to that again.
Yeah. I wish we could redo Bungle. He needs to hear Bungle. Hot take.
When do you guys want to get
No
to
More.
the Parliament Funkadelic?
That's a Sabbath Sunday. You got to wait till Bill picks one, and then I pick one. You got to wait your turn on that.
Okay. Sold.
Bill, don't you fucking pick
Coming.
Funkadelic for yours.
Because I mean, that's my first question. Which one do you want to go with first, Parliament or Funkadelic? These are both full discographies.
I'm trying to sell them like No Effects and something else.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing Bad Religion. We need to do the Vandals. We need to do the Subhumans.
Those aren't Sabbath Sundays though.
Those aren't Sabbath Sundays, but I mean,
Bad Religion would be though. That's another 80s
We need
band.
to do Queen. We need to do fucking Pink Floyd.
All these bands that Tim is listing off, we're going to get to eventually. So stick around for that. Like and subscribe. As always, be safe. And what, Bill?
Listen to Black Sabbath. That fits in a Devo video, right?
For us?
No, they get it.
Yeah.
They get it.
For us, it
They
fits.
get it.
Well, have you ever been experienced?
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.